Hi all, welcome to Public Cloud Design Tips and Tricks again. As a continuation of Azure monitoring, today I'll be covering a topic container inside. The problem statement is how to monitor performance and health of a container workload. Okay, so before I will start with the Azure container inside, there are different flavors within Microsoft Azure where we can deploy container applications. For example, container apps, container instance, Azure Kubernetes service. These are all managed platform where you can deploy your container application. So Azure Container Insight is a feature of Azure Monitoring Service. Again, it is a part of Azure Monitoring Service, and it deals with monitoring the performance and health of a container workload running on Azure platform. It also do the same for Azure Arc-enabled container. So that is more a on-prem managed container or on-prem driven container. That is where also it helps to monitor the health statistics of those containers, which is not in cloud but hosted in on-prem. It is capable of collecting memory and processing metrics from nodes, controllers, container along with the logs. So basically, these are the part of a container application. Nodes, controllers, all these things are. So it also, help to collect the different matrices based on memory and processing from these resources as well. And once that is consolidated, then the user can use different dashboard to view those statistics actually. And one of the example is workbooks. Okay, and now the service can monitor the following. I explained already: AKS containers, managed solution from Azure, Azure container instances, self-managed Kubernetes cluster hosted in VM on-premise, and Azure Red Hat OpenShift containers. Yeah. Now to jump into the overview. So basically, when you open Azure portal and you go to the monitoring section, and there you can see different various options to get the monitoring statistics, and those are, for example, virtual machines, storage accounts, networks, and along with that there is also an option of containers basically. So if you start looking into the containers by clicking, then you will definitely get a pickup dashboard, and where you can have getting started guidelines, and then you can also monitor monitored clusters and unmonitored clusters. Okay, so the clusters are all the cluster services or the container application, those are running within the Azure actually. So it gives you a holistic view of every resources those are running. So in the Azure Monitor section, I explained the above following options are available for different Azure services. There is an option of containers available for container monitoring, and once you click, it provides a kickoff view of monitoring features. Okay, for monitored and unmonitored clusters. Now, a little bit on the features level. So basically, what it does, it provides a 360-degree view of containers running inside a managed hosted environment. We have already discussed, and for example, I have taken a lot of snapshots from Microsoft sites again. So if you see here, this is the fast landing page of that kickoff page actually. So where we have seen get started, monitored, on monitored clusters. So if you click on monitored clusters, so here, for example, 6 clusters are running, and then uh, out of that, two are on monitored. That's why it's coming 6, but two in critical state. Okay, and there are no warning state and all. So basically, you have to troubleshoot why those two are critical here. Okay, now you can also do a filter on top of different types actually. For example, Azure, non-Azure clusters that you can definitely filter over. Okay, so for example, if you are running some clusters on premise and those you need to have monitoring within Azure, then you can very well go to here and filter out. And then by clicking individual cluster, a user can get a detailed view of the cluster. So you just deep dive. If you want to deep dive into the clusters, you can just click an individual cluster, and then you can have a clear view of that. Log data for the cluster can be sent to default log analytics workspace, and you can also compose your custom log analytics as well to push your logs into. Okay. Now, why this is important? This is important to monitor your health of the clusters running 24 into 7, and it also helps you in different way to troubleshoot those clusters which are not in healthy state. Okay, so I have given few examples like how you can troubleshoot the clusters which are not very in a good shape. So that can be done in a different way basically. So at any level of hierarchy. So hierarchy means within the container you have controller, nodes, pods, all those things are there. So in at any hierarchy you can do a troubleshooting. So if you see, if you go to any uh, cluster level, then you can always see the topmost tabs actually, where you can see cluster, nodes, controllers, containers, deployments, all these things. So if you click one by one, you will get all the details of those parameters. Okay. Now there are also few global filters are available, which are time based, hierarchy based, online or offline mode based. Okay. So what is time based? So if you want to like uh, get the if you want to get the data based on some previous day, date, month, all these things for troubleshooting purpose, then you can go to the time range filter, and then you can uh, choose accordingly. Basically, when do you need what is your requirement based on your troubleshooting scenario, so that you can do. Now, hierarchy level also, there is a filter available where you can go to a cluster, and then based on service, node, namespace, node pool, if you want to deep dive more into those areas, you can just filter out those things, and then you can start your troubleshooting. Uh, there is also, online and offline mode possibilities. So by default, it offline, but when you enable the online mode, what it does, like every seconds, or 5-15 seconds of interval, you can start getting your container logs. So these are few examples where if you want to troubleshoot a unhealthy scenario, then you can have different approach or different way you can start your troubleshooting. Now, coming to the basic information of the clusters. So basic information of clusters deals with the CPU utilizations, memory utilizations, node count, all those things. So um, I have just given some example like CPU, memory, node count, active pod count. So these are the windows you will be landing into if you start deep diving into the clusters. Okay, and from the matrices front, you can always have a matrix per node basis, per cluster basis, and per pods basis. Okay, so there are different parameters, you can go through it, and whatever is required for you, you can always have a rule set on that, and then you can create an all out of those metrics basically with some thresholds or some rules set up at the monitoring level. So you can do a proactive alerting, and that can be based on certain rules and threshold. Okay, so that is where you can use that. Now coming to the data collection. So how the data collections, and then the different dashboards and explorer works is, container insight sends data to logs and matrices, um, data of logs and matrices to destination services. Okay, where you can start analyzing the log data. Okay, so examples like first of all, like there are Azure native capability like container insights and platform metrics that you can store in log analytics workspace, and then you can use a metrics explorer and all that to analyze that. It also comes with managed services like Prometheus and Grafana, and based on Prometheus and Grafana capability also, you can create your own monitor workspace, and then you can start visualizing your data. Okay, and So basically, these are the data stores. Basically, Azure Monitor metrics where you can keep the logs information. Uh, the Azure Monitor workspace for Prometheus, that is also a source. And Log Analytics workspace is also a source where you can push all your log, and then you can use different native services like Container Insights, Log Analytics, all those things to deal with those logs. And based on certain rules, you can also create alerts. Okay, so that is how data collection works. Now, to recollect everything of the container monitoring, what we learned is this container monitoring identify the resource bottleneck. It identify processor and memory utilizations of the container. It view the controllers or pods overall performance, hierarchical level we discussed. It review also it also review the resource utilizations of workloads, identify the capacity needs, and determine the maximum load. It also helps in capacity planning. It also on the online mode, it also can access live container logs and metrics generated by the container. And based on everything, you can also configure your alerts proactively to uh, make the conditions healthy actually. Okay, so these are the recollect of the container inside we have already discussed. I have primarily I have follow this YouTube link and Microsoft site. Basically within that you will get this YouTube link, and if you want to know more about it, please go through it. It's huge actually, and then you can design your monitoring capability based on your requirement. That's it for the day. Thank you and have a good day.